I've never liked my in-laws, but after what they did to my cats, I will never see them as anything other than pure evil. Just some short background context. I, 26F, started dating my husband, Devin, 26M, in high school when we were 16. From the very beginning, his mom, we will call her Sarah, always hated me. Always made comments on my weight, called me a weird fat emo for having piercings, colored hair and tattoos, told Devin I would just use him for money and he would never be able to experiment with other women to see what he really likes in a woman, etc. I didn't care. I love Devin and he always has my back, so I ignored her, and ever since we got married, we barely see them other than holidays, despite them living less than 10 minutes from us. I could go into everything Sarah and Andrew, Devin's dad, have done, but that would be a whole other post. Now to what they did this time. Devin had to go out of town for work for 10 weeks, and since we're child-free and I work from home, I decided to come with. We had to stay in a hotel while we were there, so we were not allowed to bring our cats with us, unfortunately, but we were only 3.5 hours from home, so I planned on coming home Friday night and leaving Monday morning every weekend to spend some time with the cats. Both of my parents are super allergic to cats, and we don't have any friends in the area to help look after them, so our last resort before just boarding them and paying a ridiculous amount, was to call up Sarah and Andrew. They have cats of their own and they love our cats, so we thought asking them to come over twice a day to feed them and clean out their litter boxes at least once a week for $150 a week Monday to Friday would be okay. The first weekend I was back, I noticed the cats were acting very skittish and one of them had a pretty bad scratch on his side, so I texted Sarah to see if she knew what happened and she said no, so I thought maybe my cats got in a fight because they were stressed about us leaving them and didn't think much of it. The next weekend, I noticed the litter boxes didn't get done at all and the cats were acting super scared and absolutely starving when I was feeding them. Okay, I get forgetting the litter boxes, that's not a big deal, but I was really concerned about how they were acting and annoyed that neither Sarah nor Andrew were even telling us if our cats were acting weird while we were gone. I texted Sarah again and she said they've been acting completely fine. She has no idea why they're doing that now, maybe they're just playing it up and being dramatic. Okay, maybe I'm just overthinking it, they seem healthy otherwise, they're probably just stressed from us leaving. Weekend 3, I noticed the cats were a bit skinnier than I remember, and they're still acting the same as the past couple of weekends and the litter boxes were not done again. I called Devin and updated him on the cats and I joked about getting cameras and not telling his parents and he told me to actually do it. So off to Best Buy I went and bought some cameras and put them up. I felt a little crazy and that I was overreacting, but looking back it's the best thing I ever did. When I looked back at the footage on that Wednesday, I noticed neither Sarah nor Andrew had even been to our house once. Our cats hadn't been fed or given water since Monday morning. I texted Sarah immediately asking how the cats were doing, but I didn't mention the cameras because since my cats had been acting so scared, I knew something had to be going on. She texted back that they were being angels and they miss us so much. I was pissed that she was lying, but I still said nothing. About 2 hours later I checked the footage again, and what I found was absolutely appalling. Sarah finally got to the house to feed them, but when she got there, obviously the cats were being annoying because they were starving. I then watched her pick them up by the skin on their backs and literally threw them outside while she prepared their food and was talking about how I raised the most annoying and stupid cats. Our cats are strictly inside cats because we live in a heavily wooded area and they know this, so now I'm starting to think the scratch may have been something from outside. All I see is red at this point and I showed Devin the footage. He almost called his mom but I stopped him. I wanted to see just what else they've been doing while we were gone and we would confront them after this week was over. I called my old coworker and told her everything and had her as a backup for just in case they didn't feed the cats so they would at least get fed once a day. His parents did not come back the rest of that week. I decided to still not say anything to them about the cameras. The next week, neither of them came until Thursday. That was it. We were done. Devin came with me that weekend and we went straight to his parents' house with the proof. I have never seen Devin be as mad as he was during this conversation, and Sarah had the nerve to say it was my fault for not trusting them. If it weren't for my cameras, they would just be abusing and neglecting our cats without our knowledge and getting away with it. Who knows if our cats would even be alive right now. I ended up not going back with Devin for the rest of his work trip and we asked for our money back. This happened about a year ago, so the cats are absolutely healthy and happy now, but I've just been living with this awful memory and just needed to get it out to unbiased people. We have not spoken to Sarah and Andrew since and I would rather keep it that way. If you liked the video then consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching.